as a former player. Then I'm trying to imagine the game because they have, of course, they are defending a goal, but they have different characteristics. So I make the evaluation the same way that I make for the other players. Of course, the other players, the way we want to play is more with me. Of course, I have a conversation with the staff, but of course, Craig and Vital has a huge impact in my decision.
Dave.
Hi, Ruben. Just back on Andre. Is there a danger that taking the decision you did for the Newcastle game, does that not put him under even more pressure and more scrutiny when he comes back tomorrow night?
Yeah, that is the
Dilemma.
Yeah, not just the dilemma, but this is the big factor on being a coach. Everything you do has two ways, and you can, if he's going to be really good tomorrow, I'm sure of that. But if it's the other way, people will say that it was a bad decision. So we never know. I'm trying to be clear on things and try to make the evaluation be really simple, not overthinking. And when I imagine the game and I see Andre Onana, he had 1 weekend that he rest. Now he's ready to return to the competition, and I chose Andre to start this game.
And just on the Europa League, you obviously want to win the tournament. But is this team and squad good enough to play in the Champions League next season, given you're going to finish in the bottom half of the Premier League?
If you look at this moment, I think we are not ready to cope, to be really competitive in Premier League and to cope with Champions League. I think it's really clear, and you have to be really clear. But then you play in one club, you should fight for this competition, you should be on Champions League. If you have Champions League, you know that you have a different budget to try to put a better team for the next season. But this team with new players will need time to work. So I think it's something that we'll discover next year, hopefully.
Ruben, do you need a new goalkeeper this summer, or are you happy with the goalkeepers you have here?
Now I think we need to improve. So we cannot look to the team of Manchester United and say we are in this position in the league. We have been really underperforming this season, and you cannot change all the players. What we should do is to improve any position on the team with the players that we have and try to bring different characteristics for the next year.
So very politely, can you answer my question? Do you need a new goalkeeper? If you're going to
I know you want one question, but you choose the questions, I choose the answer. My answer is that we need to improve every position on the field. Goalkeeper is the same. We can work with Andre. If the team performs, if our team scores more goal and is more danger on the forwards and the strikers, we will defend better. Onana will defend better. Andre Onana already proved that he is a top player in Inter. So he has a pass. Altai the same thing in Fenerbahce. Sometimes you have some seasons that we are underperforming. If we are going like, if any player is underperforming, you have to change everything. That is not the process that we need now.
I respect that, but he consistently has made mistakes for Manchester United.
Yeah, but again...
So it's not just one season. So
again,
you're a coach. You're saying there's a possibility maybe you might get a new keeper in the summer?
No, what I'm saying, we are going to make that evaluation for any position in the squad. And if we are talking about mistakes, you can see my record. My record is the worst one in our team. So I'm also underperforming, and I think I'm the right guy to coach the team. So I think the same for Andre.
Hi, Noah Ziger, Sport Netherlands. A question to the coach. Can you give us an update on Matthijs de Ligt? And do you think that he will return before the end of the season? Yeah,
he's going to return until the end of the season. He has some pain. He finished the game against Nottingham, so sometimes it's something that we need to be sure that he's in the right moment to return to competition. He's working really, really hard, and he's a tough guy, so we expect to have Mata in the next weeks.
A question for Harry, please, if I may. What's it like as defender to play in front of Andre, and also when there are issues with saves or whatever, is it a kind of robust conversation that you have with him? You've been a captain of this club, or is it more of an arm around the shoulder?
No, I think first and foremost, Andre has proved in his past that he's an excellent goalkeeper. He's proved it into. He's won numerous trophies, played in Champions League finals. And during a career, you always have spells where you go ups and downs, and you find yourselves a little bit out of form. And it's about how you build yourself back in and find that confidence to perform again. I think at the moment he's probably feeling that everything's going against him. But you take game by game, and I'm sure he's going to be there tomorrow night. He's a big personality, a big character, and he'll be looking forward to the game. He'll want to show everyone again what he's about. And no, playing in front of Andre, it's great. I have confidence in Andre. Like I said, he's had a fantastic career. He's got great experience, and we all know he's an excellent goalkeeper.
Chris.
Just on Andre again, Ruben, you said that you've talked to your coaching staff about him. Have you spoken to him personally, and did you need that conversation to be convinced that he can come back and perform on Thursday night?
That's when I made that decision in the last week, and I talked before that decision. I talked with Andre, and that is important for me to explain the player, for him to understand what I'm thinking. And then sometimes the player is saying one thing, and I understand it's a different thing. Sometimes it's my feeling as a coach that can make my decision more than what they are saying to me. Because sometimes they want to feel to show like they are really confident, and I feel it in the other way. So I'm giving just an example. So it's I have the conversation, but then it's my decision in the end.
But having spoken to him, you are convinced and quite happy that he's good to go on Thursday night?
Yeah, I have that feeling for sure. If not, I just thinking about the team. The team is the most important thing. I'm not putting Andre because I think Andre deserves to return to competition. I'm just thinking about the game is really important for us.
Last question, Rob.
For Harry, please, if I can. Obviously, all the questions are about Andre. The spotlight is on him. You've had situations at this club where it's been you with the questions and the spotlight on you. Can I ask what that's like, and how do you deal with that at this club?
Try your best to ignore it all. Focus on your job. Come in on a daily basis and do your best. I always said to myself, that's only what you can do. Tomorrow night is another game of football, and you go on that pitch and you give absolute everything. And when you walk off, you say to yourself, I've left everything out there, and no matter how you perform, that's only what you can do. And it's the same for any player who wears this badge. It comes with a responsibility to perform, and when you don't perform, and when the league results aren't good enough, there's people who obviously do come under the spotlight. I've been in that situation myself, but like I said, only what you can do is day in, day out, do your best, work as hard as possible, and take each game as it comes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.